Welcome to the show. This is The Force Always. My name is Diz, aka David Zammit. Let's get on with the show with the news, the views, the reviews, and interviews. And just to let you know again, as a reminder, the microphone is down at the moment, down and out. It's being attended to. So I'm going to make it as clear and as best sound as I can at this point in time until my microphone is fixed. I do apologize. And while I'm on the reminder point, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, The Force Always, I'm here 3 or 4 times a week with the Star Wars news, views, reviews, and interviews. Speaking of the news, let's get into it. Starfighter, Star Wars' next big film, Starfighter, which we got some reveals over the weekend at D23. So Starfighter starring Ryan Gosling and directed by Sean Levy. The actual trailer to be released to the public. My prediction of this will be later in the show in the views section. But with other news with Starfighter, as I used to always say, no news is good news. And that's good at the moment. We're 9 months out, so that's just to let you know. To more news, Star Wars Celebration 2027 in LA has no further developments. All I can say is you need to really send in your email from the discuss of the ticketing fiasco if you are in that bracket where you missed out on tickets. And you would do Star Wars Celebration at readpop.com. That's Star Wars Celebration at readpop.com. Read Pop is spelled REED pop.com. So get that email in there and let them know what you think and why you missed out on tickets. And that's so that is the news for this time around. Let's get into views. Views this time around, well, usually it's either my viewpoint, opinion, or a view idea that I have with Star Wars. But this time around, it's going to be when do I think the actual Starfighter teaser trailer or trailer will drop. I think personally it's going to be a different trailer to what we got at D23, as it will be more impactful, having a bit more sort of substance to it. I think it's the next possible way, because we're 9 months out at the moment. I think the next possible date is going to be the release in the Avengers Doomsday. Watching the film, they will have it during that period, as the maximum amount of people, Marvel and stuff like that, who sort of connect to Star Wars and, you know, largely, to be honest, will be there in the seats watching Avengers Doomsday, seeing the trailer. I think that's when they will drop it. That's my prediction. It's going to be, so that's about December 17 or December 19, I think it is, of this year. That's when I think the Starfighter movie trailer, and I mean trailer, not teasing, not a teaser spot like we had at D23, which is more of a teaser 1 minute sort of style, probably less. I think it will be a full-blown trailer and it will be through that particular movie. That's what I think, and that's my prediction. So now let's get into reviews. Reviews this time around will be the poster, the official poster for Ahsoka Season 2, that has been released over the weekend at D23, which I've not really sort of discussed a lot about Ahsoka. I do enjoy Ahsoka. I just thought the first season was good, not great. But the poster itself, I'm going to give 7.5 out of 10 straight off the bat. 7.5 out of 10. I did like its sort of paintwork. I did like the sort of technical the Star Wars technical writing on it. It's very, very Japanese influenced. Very sort of grounded looking poster. It gives it a sort of almost an Andor sort of feel to it, even though it's not going to be like Andor. But I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's their most iconic poster. But it's and Star Wars does iconic posters. You know, for example, the first Phantom Menace poster, Episode 1, where you had Anakin and the shadow was Darth Vader. That was absolutely iconic. And we've had many posters since then. Even The Last Jedi, the opening poster, that was great. I've got actually one of those original ones when I went to the panel of The Last Jedi in Star Wars Celebration, and I actually got that signed by yours truly, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, when I was there at the event. And that was in Orlando. But anyway, So let's just get back to it. Ahsoka Season 2 official poster, 7.5 out of 10. So now let's get into the interviews. Interviews is the last questions I got on my last particular video, which you can send in your questions or comments at any time. So let's get right into the last video with the questions. At Computerboy2K has written in and said, my daughters and son-in-law were at the Honda Center and watched the trailer and wished I was there in person to see it. I was in Anaheim Convention Center in 2022 for Star Wars Celebration and saw Mandalorian Season 3 preview live months before it came out. Being able to see it was amazing regardless of how it actually turned out. I'm with you. I would have been absolutely amazed to see Mandalorian 3 preview there. That would have been great. That the fact that your daughter and son-in-law were at the Honda Center at D23 watching the actual teaser trailer would have been absolutely great as well. I mean, you know, I'm wishing that would have been me, and I'm just all good and greatness to them. And thanks for your comment and or question, I suppose, more like comment. Computer Boy 2K. The next particular question or comment was actually again from Computer 2K. I totally want that jacket. He's referring to, and actually the last comment was actually referring to Starfighter, just in case you didn't know, the movie that's coming out for Star Wars in 2027. I totally want that jacket. That's what Computer Boy 2K said, which was the black leather jacket with the Rebellion logo upside down. With their sort of pirate look. Yeah, you know, it would be great to have, and I'm sure that's going to be an artifact soon enough. The next question or comment is from Hans Colo 619. I think they'll release that little teaser sometime and the main trailer at Celebration. I saw the Starfighter trailer and it looked promising. Nothing goofy or childish, in which I laughed, which I completely agree. You know, it was definitely looked promising, but I think having the teaser and or trailer in Celebration, which will be about a month before the release of Starfighter, would be a little bit too close to the nose. I think they're gonna, you know, have it, as I said, predicted in Doomsday, the Avengers Doomsday movie, or just before that. But I think it's going to be that one. There's going to be so many people in the cinema at that time, especially that movie and June, if they do it for June and Doomsday as they're going to call it, because of June and Doomsday coming out at the same time. It's going to be 10 billion people in that cinema, and I think it's a really great idea to get people excited and curious about Star Wars, Starfighter. Anyway, the next particular question was from Michael from Werribee South, part of Melbourne, part of Australia. In D23 teaser, Cade warns a child looking at his ship. There's a reason it was decommissioned. What do you think is the dark secret or dangerous flaw behind this mysterious Starfighter? I don't know what the flaw is, but it's definitely stolen. I'm sure Cade, the character name of Ryan Gosling, has stolen a ship and is keeping under wraps for that reason. What the flaw is, I don't know, but that does intrigue possibilities beyond imagination. Anyway, the next question is from Michael from Werribee South. Diz, which Diz, as you can see, is spelled DZ. It's my initials, David Zammit, just to let you know. Is your excitement about Starfighter after watching the latest teaser higher now than before? I definitely think it's higher. It's pretty high already, but I think it's higher. I did think the teaser trailer that I got to see in a pirated version on the internet was, you know, it was, I think I gave it an 8 out of 10, I think it was. And it was sort of 7.5 out of 10 maybe. It was one of those. And it, you know, it was good, but I think getting the full quality of that trailer online would be, the teaser trailer would be absolutely crazy. They just need to sort of bring on a real proper trailer coming out, and it would just rate myself from really high to really, really high. Starfighter, I definitely have been on board for a long time as excitement. the second I saw, and I was actually in the room when they announced Starfighter, in the middle front row, can you believe it, at Star Wars Celebration in Japan, and I was excited. I was a little bit doubtful of the name and a little bit doubtful of Ryan Gosling, but they're still good. Both of them are good. I didn't think it was bad, but I was definitely really, really excited. Like, it was just amazing. And my excitement has increased by a little, but until we get a proper quality of the teaser and or trailer, it's going to hover. Anyway, the next and final question for this time around. The panel confirmed that the Jedi involvement and lightsaber duels will appear in the film. Do you think that a Force-sensitive pilot should be steering the ship, or do you prefer a completely ordinary, non-Force sensitive pilot using pure skill to outfly everyone else? Well, interesting you say that, because apparently, and I say apparently, circling that particular name, apparently, Ryan Gosling's character is not Force sensitive. The child, Flynn Gray, is apparently Force sensitive. So I don't think the actual pilot, I think the pilot's going to be almost like Han Solo, where he's a bit doubtful of the Force and stuff like that. And, you know, he's not really Force sensitive. But I do think it's great to know that there's going to be Force sensitivity and lightsabers in the actual Starfighter, which I would not have thought otherwise anyway. But I don't think the pilot, at this stage, it's been said only by rumor that Ryan Gosling is, his character Cade is not Force sensitive or wields a lightsaber. He may use it in part of the movie, as Han Solo did in Empire Strikes Back, even though he was not with the Force. But that is my answer to that question. And that is the show for this time around. And again, subscribe to the channel, The Force Always. I'm here 3-4 times a week. And until next time, my friends, keep rocking.